Oh,
Hello. What's up?
this is pretty good.
All good?
Hi everyone.
Eh,
Hello.
hello.
How you guys doing?
Pretty
Good.
good.
Awesome. Now, super excited to be here and yeah, learn more about the activities that are going to be planned for next year and see how we can collaborate. It'll be really cool to help out.
Definitely. How should we pronounce your first name?
So mine is Viola from
Viola.
yeah.
Okay. Easy. I
Guys,
think I can do that.
Okay, cool.
Hello.
so Martin, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to meet you while we were at the API Days Paris. I saw you running around. Every time I would look behind my shoulder, you were there, but I don't know if you recognize me.
Yeah, this is what I was going to say. Like, I didn't make the link during API days, but we spoke on Slack.
Yes,
And yes, we crossed each other at API days.
quite a few times. Yeah, great job,
Yes.
by the way, on the
Thank you.
GraphQL
Thank you.
days. Yeah.
Thanks. I think we're waiting for Stefan from Wundergraph and maybe someone from Chili Cream. Let me ping them.
Yeah, Stefan is actually not very well. I feel
Oh,
like
okay.
people were really unwell from Paris, so maybe people caught something. So
Yeah. What can happen? Like a conference where you meet a lot of people in the winter and you get no sleep.
yeah. And
Mhm.
you're stuck in an airplane for like 10 hours with recycled air and many sick people on that airplane. So classic.
That's a perfect recipe.
Mm.
So as you might have seen in your DMs this morning, like we messed up the scheduling of this one a little bit because it's happening at the same time as a board meeting. So we won't get Uri or Benji. Hopefully we get Michael or Pascal. Pascal is here. But next time we will make sure to make this happen at a good time. Actually, this meeting was supposed to happen last week, where there was no conflict at all. And then we postponed it one week, and then this week is board meeting. But hey. Hi, Pascal.
Oh, how are you doing?
I think we have quorum, and I'm guessing I'm the host today. Wait, where did I put all of these? So we have all this ceremonial we do every time. Like it's always the same stuff, but I'm going to repeat it anyways. By being here, we all agree to the code of conduct and the membership agreement. And since we have new faces, it's probably a good idea to make a round of intros. We do it in the order of the agenda. So I start. My name is Martin. I work at Apollo on Apollo Kotlin. I also run the Paris GraphQL meetup and Android meetups. Like I do a lot of mobile stuff. So very happy to meet you all. Yeah, go for it, Piotr.
Sure. My name is Piotr. I'm doing website stuff at the Guild. If something was broken on the API Days Paris website, that's my fault or Martin's because we've been doing it together.
It's probably my fault if it gets broken because you did a lot of terrific work there.
Today I'm just gonna present the resource hub page for GraphQL.org and ask for your feedback about it. We've been cooking. All right.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Yeah. Oh, we didn't follow the order in the agenda. Sorry. Go ahead, Viola.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, great to meet you all. My name is Viola, and I work at Wundergraph in customer success. So anything to do with use cases, adoption, and so on. And I've worked in the API management space for about 10 years now. So yeah, that's me.
Nice to meet you.
Dev, you want to go next?
Yeah, hi guys. My name's Devlin. I actually go by Dev. I'm also with Wondergraph. I'm the field marketing and partnership manager here. And yeah, Jens definitely wanted me to kind of join this call in the community today to see how Wondergraph can get more involved and how we can help support you guys and what we can do in terms of, maybe sponsoring the GraphQL conference or GraphQL days or any of the meetups. So I've got a big event background globally with the tech community. So really nice to meet you guys, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, so Michael is not here. I think he couldn't make it. Yeah, I'm Pascal. I'm with Chili Cream. I'm a co-founder, and I'm also being a TSC so very active in the graphical community, and doing all sorts of meetups and talks and whatnot. And now, after the API days in Paris, I think it's a good idea to also be active in this work group. I think it's only you, Jam, left, so take it away.
Hi. Yeah, sorry, I lost the link and joined late. I'm Jem. I help with the community gardening in the GraphQL Foundation. My main project is running the new ambassador program.
Cool. Thank you all. Actually, we have AI notes now, but I still like to take manual notes. So if anyone wants to, feel free to contribute the document. What else do we have? So on the agenda today, we have social media guide, feedbacks from GraphQL Day Paris, resource hub page from Piotr. Anything else we wanted to discuss?
Martin, we should point out now that the meetings are recorded and go out onto YouTube as well, but they can be
Yes.
edited if needed be before then.
Yep. Very good point. And we do have AI transcripts, right? Like that we upload at the end of the meeting. All right, so I'll take it away with social media guide by sharing this one. So Michael has been doing a lot of work on the social media, both the YouTube and Twitter, Blue Sky, and LinkedIn channels. I wrote this small page, like as a reminder, mostly as a working document for us, how we should handle the socials. We try to post regularly, and we have, probably I should have related with that. We have a Typefully account where we can invite people. So if you want to share ideas or anything really, reach out to us. I think it's in the social media channel, like we have a social media channel where we discuss that. And besides that, it's generally like the usual stuff. It's a vendor neutral organization, so we try to promote everyone equally. We try to avoid clickbait content as much as possible. But in general, the more content, the better. So if you have any ideas of stuff to do there, feel free to reach out. Yes, so that's the conclusion.
Yeah, I think it's great that we're getting this written down. Something to consider is that Benji's been working on a set of community handbooks to sort of pull all these kinds of resources together. And I think he's at the board meeting today, just sort of showing off the initial concept for that. So that'll be a good place to host it once it's ready to be made public.
Yep. Something I didn't mention also is we are investigating Buffer at the moment. So we can also invite people to the Buffer account if you want to test it.
Quick question on the posting organization. Is there any particular themes or focuses that you guys are kind of envisioning for 2026, or is general kind of open space?
I have ideas. Speaking only for myself, I would love to us to invest more into trusted documents and security for 2026. Like we haven't done a very good job of advocating this, but I don't know. This is just me. Do you guys have other ideas?
In general, it's not the complicated topics which are the problem, right? So it's the simple one, caching and so on.
Which one? HTTP status code observability could be a good one as well.
Yeah, I mean, what I mean is that we probably shouldn't focus too much on the distributed point of view, right? Like that is what we've seen at the API days is that there's still a lot of missing knowledge just in general about GraphQL. So it's good to teach people about the basics again, because if we shoot over their head, there's no point. Like if you read a tweet that you don't understand, what's the point of tweeting it, right?
Did you have anything in mind, Viola?
No, it was interesting how you touched on the API Days feedback as well, because we felt the similar thing that we need more advocacy and awareness on GraphQL. And I'm interested to maybe learn from you guys as well on what's been the approach that's worked the most on the advocacy piece. Like, where have you seen most resonance in those conversations, if at all?
I think at the moment, a lot of our social media has just been kind of putting things out and sharing blog posts as our community have written them. And there is, as the foundation, I understand it, is keen to come up with a more cohesive strategy for 2026 because it hasn't been particularly engaging. We're kind of using it as kind of like a mouthpiece rather than the community engagement. But for the last few months, we've had a bigger focus on community. So we would really like to get those conversations beginning. And at this point, it's really just going to be whatever topics are popular, I think, rather than trying to choose them ourselves too much.
Super. Has there been anything in the past activities that kind of is giving you a gut feeling that that's also something that might be, or you want to also promote, or is just, moving forward, testing out, and then doubling down on that?
I think we have an issue right now with public perception of GraphQL. Like recently, there has been 2 articles at least of people, I don't know how to say it, but bad-mouthing GraphQL. I don't know if you've seen them. One of them is The Honeymoon is Over. Have you seen that one?
No, I'll have a look.
I can share them. Where are they? The Enterprise Honeymoon is Over. And there was another one which I'm not going to find right now because it's buried in my chats. But these kinds of articles appear from time to time, regularly, and it's been the case for the last 2 years or something like this. So we have this discussion, how should we address those issues? Like, should we create some reference material to answer those questions? Should we, on the other hand, try to have a more positive voice and engage with people who love GraphQL to put more GraphQL loving content out there? Probably we need to do both. But this is the kind of stuff that I believe we should do more in 2060, 2026, not 2060.
So essentially fixing the community again, right?
Yeah, the second one.
Cool. And trying to figure out how best to utilize the resources, and also on our end, how we can, amplify this. Where do you think is the first step, as in to fix this or to kind of enhance the perception or find an audience that's really, looking to understand the GraphQL piece? Do you guys have any ideas already, or is it something I would like to jam on the next few months? How do you see it?
Well, one of the things that we were keen on doing was collecting like a group of case studies about how GraphQL is working and how it helps you with your efficiency and things. But it's been very difficult reaching out to these companies and actually having someone engage with us on that work, even if we send them something with the questions and already some suggestions for their answers. Just getting anything back has been quite difficult.
Mhm. I work with mostly post-sale customers, and I have quite good relationships with people that would be more than happy to support here. So project leads, platform leads, and so on, that are really happy on the GraphQL path. So we also have experienced in the past the difficulties of getting case studies and getting them back as well. So it's been a work of persistence. So I'm more than happy to also put you in contact with them, and I know they will be very, very happy to talk about it.
That would be great. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously with an eye to keep it platform agnostic and discuss, things as, focus on GraphQL to be the main goal.
That would be ideal. I think when we talk about sort of being vendor neutral, it's just, mentioning the vendors in passing is fine. It just can't blatantly be like a bias or an advert,
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And I think for us, it's, a side effect of getting more traction on in the space. So it's absolutely fine. And I think the customers I work with are more than understanding of that as well. I think it's also about making it obvious that it's a win-win situation, right? The more you advertise about your efforts on a technical level, the more you can attract talent on your side of the pond, and then it's kind of like self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. So cool. More than happy to sync later and figure out some names and contacts.
Jem,
That'd be great. Yeah.
do we have someone working on the case studies already? I know at some point it was maybe a grant, but
we've had a couple of people through the internal marketing team, but I'm not sure who that is at the moment. The person who was heading it up has stepped back for a while, but I'm sure we can pick it up again and figure out who can head that up.
And would the plan be to host them on graphql.org?
I think that was the original plan, yeah. But then, for the social media side, you'd want to then reuse that content across the different channels, wouldn't you?
Do we need companies that would be okay to do the case studies, or do we need people to write the case studies? What are the next steps there?
I think we have a bank of questions that we were sending people, but I wasn't directly involved, so I'd have to go and find out. I know
Is
it's
that
a project. It's a project that's been worked on quite a while throughout 2025, but it needs picking up again.
the question is, where is all that information if Viola wants to continue this effort, or should we restart from scratch?
I think it's going to be internal somewhere,
Okay.
but it's not internal because we're keeping it secret. It's internal just because we don't want to publish it yet. Yeah. So I'm sure we can dig it back up again and do what we want with it rather than having to start from scratch.
Cool. I also foresee more willingness to mention also company names, given that it would not be a for-profit conversation. So as well, that can give bigger angle as well, without just mentioning the engineer, but also the organization behind it, the real use case behind it. 'Cause we do find sometimes it's a little bit harder to get permissions to use logos and things like that for us because it's a commercial,
Yeah.
piece. But yeah, I think it'll be a little bit smoother as well. What we tend to do at Wondergraph is have an actual mini interview with the questions. So sometimes we send them in advance and give the person time to think about the questions and so on. We also have typically an angle on the use case, like something prominent we want to discuss there, which we can share in advance, or maybe it's something that the engineer is really keen to share, something that they're extremely proud of. So that can also give a little bit of like a sense of, okay, I really want to do this piece. And then we have about 45 minutes interview where the answers come a little bit more natural and it's a little bit more of a commitment on their end. So they typically do give back that piece. And then we have a final review where we send the final copy for approval to them, to their marketing team, or whoever else wants to be involved. And that can also make them feel a bit more ownership on that piece. So that's how it practically worked. More than happy to support there as well.
Great.
Are you on Slack, Viola?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
do we? Oh yeah, I sent you a message this morning, so all good. So I guess we can continue this discussion there.
You might have sent it to Dev rather than me, I think.
Oh no, you're right. I didn't find you. I found Stefan, I found Dev, but I didn't find you.
Yeah.
Is it a shared Slack? Like we have this connected Slack? I'm not sure I can find you there.
I might have to sign in the workspace then.
Yeah, probably.
But we can find out after the call.
Okay.
I'll try to find you, Martin.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Should we move to GraphQL Day or anything else about socials? Let's move on. All right. I have a few slides to share actually for GraphQL Day. Just a small recap of what it was. First of all, some people didn't 100% get who organized this, so I'm repeating this again just for the sake of clarity. This was 100% organized by the community, and it was hosted by API Days. So API Days, the company, gave us a booth and a track for us to do the GraphQL Day. The booth was shared with, so the booth just opposite yours, Dev, where we saw each other across the hall. The booth was shared with other API standards, so OpenAPI, JSON Schema, Async API, Aradzo, and others, but mostly those ones. And Piotr here made the website. Yeah, so lots of thanks to you, Piotr. I love the website. It even has a small logo, like there's branding and all, so it's very cool. We got help from, on the top right here is Lucas from Async API, who helped a lot with the booth. So this booth, it's completely shared. It's for GraphQL, but it's also for all the other technologies. which is this. Here you can see all the different technologies. And the track was on the last day, which I don't know, was a bit weird. We had between, I don't know, 30 people, I would say, between 25 and 35 people. It was one of the smaller breakout room. We had 11 sessions. And to be honest, I was a bit mixed because the content was really good, but the attendance was also. What else can I say about API days? I think that's mostly it. So everything like the track, the room, the booth, the API days post for free. And the contract, the gentleman agreement there is we provide a community, like we make people come to the conference, and they help us with the logistics. Which takes me to my last slide, which is what can we do to make this better? And I would love if we could make a small round here. I have my own ideas, but I would love to hear from you what we can do to improve this. So Pascal, I'm going to put you on the spot because I know you were here and I know we discussed this a little bit already. So do you mind starting?
Yeah, I think the main issue that we ran into is that it was the last day. So when you do a graphical track, it's like Gem, it's pretty similar to what we've experienced in graphical conf with the what's the name? The community day, where we had the unconference and all these things. If you put this at the end of the conference, people are most likely, or some people are not going to attend. If you put it in the middle, then people will be there because they want to see talks at the beginning and at the end. Although I'm not sure how much API Days really is about the talks and how much it is about networking and mingle. So I'm not sure if this even has an effect.
I can add something here, Martin, if you don't mind.
Go for
I
it.
noticed, thank you. I noticed at one point when I was looking at the API Days agenda versus the GraphQL agenda, there were almost 7 other sessions happening simultaneously. And that kind of creates a lot of competition during an event when there are that many sessions going on at once, because then it makes it difficult for people to choose and then it lowers the attendance. So I don't know if there's a way to work with the event organizers with the agenda and kind of give people less options so that way things are better attended.
Yeah, that's a good point. They also have like, I think, I don't know, like 10 different tracks. How many tracks were there in parallel?
A lot of tracks. Yeah, a lot of
Lot
tracks,
of-
a lot of options, a lot of sessions happening at the same time. So it just it hurts attendance when you have that many going on at once.
I also think it's a bit of their goal, like they want to host a bit of everything. Like if you look at the federation of conferences they have, it's they have AI, green IT, like a lot of different stuff that is very loosely related. So I guess this is a bit on purpose, but that's good feedback, yeah. Piotr, I know you weren't there, but in the work process before, with the website and everything, should we change anything?
Yeah, like one thing we next year or like next conference, we can maybe design the website actually before implementing it, like think about it a bit. Because when we started, I wasn't sure that it's a new website. We were like, okay, maybe it's a subpage on GraphQL.org, like the GraphQL conference, and like instead of 2025, we would have some sub conferences hosted on the main community website. we later decided, or the foundation decided, it needs to be their own thing with their own domain. So we moved it a little bit, and okay, maybe not designed before, but I think right now it's nice that we have this whole new web domain and new brand for the conference. We can do GraphQL Day elsewhere. But I remember we had some like the only thing we would improve from my side is have more clarity beforehand, or what we need, where it's gonna go. But I'm fairly happy with the process. Like we shipped it pretty fast. I'm really happy with it, and yeah, I couldn't be there, but I can probably sign under the point with too many tracks on many conferences, even on the GraphQL Conf this year. I had the problem that like with many talks at once, sometimes the logistics of moving between rooms is so problematic that I'm gonna stay not on the talk that I want to be, but just like on the talk between the talks that I want to see, right? Because I don't want to go out in the middle and like lose something or climb the stairs. So yeah, might be problem with API days in general with so many flavors of works.
On the clarity thing, there was a bit of hesitation at the beginning because we didn't know if this was going to be a GraphQL Foundation thing or not. And I think this took 1 month to figure out. So if we're doing another one, we should make this clearer from the beginning.
Yeah, I think like now we've learned, and I suppose other smaller conferences also will have their own brands, and they won't be hosted on GraphQL Foundation. So like we have this knowledge already. But basically, that was my only pet peeve with the process. Did you like the conference? Like, did you like the overall experience?
So if it's my turn, I loved it. I love the booth. A lot of very meaningful interaction at the booth and one discussion where it's really easy to sell GraphQL to people. I'm a bit more mixed about the track because the content was really good, but the room felt really empty, and I felt a bit sad for all our speakers and everything who invested time. And I mean, even for the attendees, like, I think it gives a wrong impression of GraphQL. Like you have a half empty room. It might be counterproductive, even if, like as I say, the content was really, really good. So I don't know. We were discussing about maybe not doing the track and just having GraphQL in the other tracks, like as part of the general content. Just take GraphQL to the audience instead of the audience coming to us. So that might be a good option. But overall, it was cool, and the best part of it is obviously meeting the community. Like it's really good to meet people face to face. I'm sorry we crossed each other, Dev. Next time we should definitely try to do something.
Also, we didn't have a booth, right? Like it was the whole FOSS. I don't know. Like this was a split booth.
Yeah, so that's a deal.
Also, like it was also we have to play this a bit differently next time. We need to get the GraphQL colors in the booth and have a big logo and whatnot so that you really see the pink booth pop, right? But the community booth was a good thing, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of people are involved from OpenAPI and Async API there. It's basically their biggest conference. Like they don't have GraphQL Conf. So OpenAPI Conf is happening at API Days Paris. Same for Async API. This is one of the main events of the year for them. It's obviously very important, and they are very much involved in the organization of API days. If we can probably do a separate GraphQL booth if we want to stand out. It's probably going to cost us. I mean, this is something we can ask, but it's something that's going to cost us. And it also means we are not going to leverage the network effect of being with the other communities as much. We learn from the others, like from OpenAPI, from Async API, like they have the same issue as we have in terms of managing a community and this kind of stuff. So there is also some value in hanging out with them.
Well, I mean, doesn't mean that we don't hang out with them, right? That's not.
You know how people are, like if we do our own thing in our own corner of the conference.
Well, I don't mind if we're next to them, you know.
Yeah, we should be. Yeah, we should ask for this. Like, be close. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's just there were like this booth was so tiny, and there were too many people from different different communities there.
Yeah, it was way too small.
But yeah, I mean, Gemini used most of the space, so there was not much room for us left.
And sometimes there were so many people talking in front of the booth that attendees couldn't really reach for the booth. Yeah, it was stop talking, people. But overall, it was cool. It was really good to see everybody. Should we move on? New resource page.
Yeah, let's go. All right, let me share my screen. So here we go. Did I share the link already in the agenda? If not,
Yes.
let me send it to you also on Zoom. Oh, yeah, this is the same one. All right, so first things first, I've made the deploy preview public, so you can comment on it if you log to your Vercel accounts. You can press C and like you can write a comment. This purple is really nice. So if you have something, you would like to change something, the content is not perfect yet. We'd like to add some stuff, modify some stuff. I want to ask for feedback and I want to ask for ideas here. Okay, so we've built the new resource hub page. It's here in the navbar, and we have quite a few subpages. We already had a page called Tools and Libraries, which showed a lot of products or companies or technologies from the GraphQL ecosystem and highlighted them with stats from GitHub and basically showed also some small readmes for them. So you can learn about the GraphQL ecosystem. You can search for some stuff. It's not perfectly up to date. I would love to give it some more effort and some more life to have it reflect the current GraphQL ecosystem better. But you can think of Resource Hub as a continuation of that previous effort of including links to the ecosystem on the GraphQL.org page. Okay, so we have few subcategories, and each of those has their own pages. We showcase videos from YouTube videos from conferences like API Days or GraphQL Conf, but also from other conferences. We have small sections linking to the tools and libraries page. Right now, without any stars or readmes, just names and just categorized by programming languages. And we link to relevant articles in the docs. So if you're interested in GraphQL Federation, we do have a GraphQL Federation article, and we also link to security because, okay, you have a big subgraph, a big supergraph, you probably want to invest in security at this point already. Also links from the blog, and then we link to the sections. Apart from the subcategory pages, we're linking to the blog, and we have 2 more aggregators, video resources for all the videos, and I would love to have some better tags, but for now I'm happy. And reading resources, which showcases Apollo's blog, for example, where you can learn about GraphQL from Apollo's side, or Hasura if you're a Haskell person and you like databases. Also books. If so, I want to reiterate and ask, like, you can leave comments here on GitHub or in notes if you would like to add something, or you think something should be removed because it's not up to date or not reflecting the current GraphQL best practices. Let's iterate on that together. And please leave comments, check it out. And yeah, that's all. There were some minor changes to the GraphQL org navigation because of that, because previously resources lived in community section. So we had official channels nested under resources and community channels, vendor channels, joining process too. Right now, this is flattened, but we can still go to tools and libraries from here. And from the implementation side, the entire resource hub lives in the repository, so it's easy to contribute to. And you can open a PR with a JSON file for a video or a book you would like to add in resources directory, or to a markdown file consistent with how the tooling and libraries was implemented before. So we can still have those little readmes. Right, that's probably all from me. Am I still sharing?
I can see you.
Okay. Okay, but can you see that? Give me a second. All right. Zoom hates me today. So, do you have any comments? Let me stay on this page for now, and we can chat about it.
Who is going to maintain all that stuff? Like, are we going to ask the community?
It is a very good question. So, currently, like, it would be ideal to have the entire community involved, and it's sort of marketing also. If you have, you publish a new blog post on Apollo blog or a new tutorial, we currently the reading section links to Apollo Odyssey, right? So Apollo publishes the new Odyssey, the Iliad, and it's probably fine marketing to link to it from GraphQL.org website. But realistically, I'm not sure if the community is going to engage in it. and we might need to figure out some kind of lightweight process to keep it up to date. We can build some more internal tooling, maybe, just schedule a session and during community working groups that about, oh, this is new, this is happening in GraphQL.org. So this is happening in the GraphQL ecosystem. Maybe we should link to it from Resources Hub. We're also planning to add the working groups links to the Resources Hub, to the category pages. So right now we link to them in the events page, and it's here. So we have this composite schemas working group, for example, and it would be nice to have it somewhere here highlighted on the federation page. This is mostly aggregated content we already had in the repository for GraphQL.org, the tools and libraries, for example, or the docs and the blog. The videos and links to books and articles are new. And this is something that will require some maintenance, so it doesn't go very out of date.
I like the idea of dedicating a time slot in the community working group to update this. Maybe we take 5 minutes, 10 minutes every 3 months to curate a list of links.
Yeah, it should be very easy to contribute to, because those are just simple JSON files, and it shouldn't be hard to even make AI add this based on some GitHub action
No,
or
but
whatever.
someone needs to do it.
But
it's always the same thing.
yeah, but I think the hardest part is figuring out what needs to be highlighted, like what's valuable to add there. And this needs to be some manual effort, because an alternative where we just have a search on Google for everything GraphQL related and we classify it to video or book or whatever would introduce a lot of chaos and would cause us to link to things that maybe we don't want to link, because let's say we link to blog post about GraphQL, but we don't want to link about to that Reddit article or the one that you shared on Hacker News,
Yes.
the bad mouthing GraphQL. Yeah, like this could stay on Twitter. It got viral enough. We don't have to link to it, right? So I don't think there's a perfect automated solution.
Yeah, I agree. There definitely needs to be some human curation in it. I wonder if we've got a decent team of website maintainers already, and as we get pull requests throughout the month, those maintainers can look after them, and then the community working group can dedicate some time just discussing anything that maybe hasn't been approved or anything that's been missed.
Can that be bundled with GraphQL Weekly? Like, it feels like a lot of the content should come in GraphQL Weekly at some point. And then the very good one sticks on GraphQL.org. But we don't have anyone to work on GraphQL Weekly at the moment.
I think, again, that one of the problems with GraphQL Weekly is finding the content to share as well. That's
I mean,
one of the
that's a
issues.
lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot. Like, and Michael has been finding a lot on Twitter. Like, if you follow the GraphQL account over the last 2-3 weeks, already a good bunch of interesting stuff. But it needs to be curated. It needs to be put into the good shape and maintain and everything.
And one step towards making it easier to curate and contribute content I can do is adding a GitHub issue template. So like this could be done without, opening VS Code. And if the PR is approved, we could have a script on GitHub Actions that just takes the JSON from the GitHub issue and puts it in the correct directory. But like still, we do need some kind of curation.
I like GitHub PRs. It's easy to do. Anyway, thank you for working on that. Do you have a timeline for merging it?
I'm just waiting on a review and on the code side, and I'm iterating on the content. Basically, figuring out if everything is tagged correctly, if everything is uppercase. For example, you might have seen that I had brand guidelines in lowercase in one of the cards. So I don't have a timeline, but soon. It's almost done. We're just iterating. I'll mark you on GitHub for a peer review.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how do you want the review? Like, should we review the pull request?
Yeah, so definitely do. And if somebody would like to just comment on content and doesn't want to see the code, I'll also accept Vercel comments. The pull request, GitHub is kind of misbehaving last few days. So the pull request may not be the most trivial to review because it has 366 files because of those video and reading links. But whatever is convenient for you, I am listening to all the comments.
We made it to the end of the agenda. And we have 8 minutes left.
I had a couple questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I heard that the GraphQL conference for 2026 was talked about during API Days Paris, but has the date and the location been officially announced yet?
No, it was just talked about. We have no confirmation at all. It may happen in May 2026 in California, but that's a big May. Like it's all conditional. It's May and May, double May. Yeah.
That's as far as
Triple
we've
May.
got, yeah. The foundation at the moment is looking at a couple of potential venues, and then it's the venue that's going to be dictating the date. But
Okay.
so if we go with one particular venue, then we're looking at spring.
Okay.
But as Wondergraph are interested in sponsoring, we'll obviously
Yes.
keep you in the loop as soon as anything is firmly committed to.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely keep me posted there. We want to get involved. And then are there any GraphQL days on the agenda, or are you guys going to kind of piggyback off of some of the larger conferences and do the GraphQL days in tandem? Yes.
I think for 26, we are keen on looking at more event co-location.
Okay. Great.
GraphQL
Well,
Day
yeah.
New York is happening in May as well. GraphQL Day New York is, I think, 30th and 14th of May. So the week probably after GraphQL Conf, if it happens in May. I don't know. So that's a possibility.
Okay.
There is Zurich as well, I think. Or Munich. It's Munich. There is GraphQL Day, API Days Munich, sorry. But in general, I think we should also look into other conferences like JavaScript conferences, React, Kubernetes. I think the idea of bringing GraphQL to the people if they don't come to us is a good idea. Like we can go to those conferences and advocate about GraphQL there. Right. If there's nothing else,
Would you like
have a
an
good
ambassador update?
ambassador. Yes.
Yeah, seeing the ambassador program originally came out of this working group partly. So we are just in the process of announcing 12 more new ambassadors. They've come from all across the globe. We've got a couple from India, a couple from France, as well as the US, and it's looking good. Some of them are already running local meetups. Some of them are already producing educational content. Some of them are kind of for outreach for their companies already. So I think we've again got another strong group of ambassadors. And what's interesting this time is we're now reaching beyond our what we would think of as like our small community, whereas the first cohort came from people that we've seen a lot in like the working groups and the foundation conference. This time we've managed to reach beyond that to newer faces, which is really, really exciting. And I'm hoping that in 2026 we can really shape this program into something that everyone will benefit from.
We have a budget for travel, right, for ambassadors to go to conferences.
Yes, so what we've said is that so long as their talk is related to GraphQL, then we should be able to help them with their travel and accommodation costs. Yes.
Has this been used already?
No.
We
We've had some interesting teething issues with our expenses system, as you're aware.
No, it's
But
working perfectly well right now. Like I got
good.
reimbursed from GraphQL Day in like 1 week.
Yes. So part of the handbooks project that actually Benji's getting approved will then hopefully have a section on there on how to go through this expenses process. And there is also potential to be able to pay for some of it like instead of having to claim it back afterwards as well, depending on what's involved.
Can we send a ask me about GraphQL t-shirt to every ambassador? Like the t-shirt works really well.
Yeah, swag, like ambassador merchandise or whatever you want to call it, that is next on my list. The main blocker on that is going to be getting it to the ambassador, because a lot of European countries and the US have dropped um, have changed import taxes, which means that they will tax anything that comes into the country. Whereas it used to be that you could send like $100 value parcel without incurring any import fees. But many countries have changed that now. So that is one of the main blockers. We don't want to send something to an ambassador that is to the value of, say, $40 and they have to pay to receive it. So that is one of the main interesting questions that I've got.
Yeah, I experienced that with a 15 pounds Starbucks mug recently sent to the US, and they've asked for, I don't know, $20 of fee.
Yeah, the US one is quite interesting. With my little company, we used to send out 5 stickers, right? Like little vinyl cut stickers. And if we were to do that now, it would cost them $80 to receive it. So we haven't sent out any stickers this year, and I don't want the same thing to happen to our ambassador cohort. So if anyone has any ideas how we can organize that, that would be great. I think I have come across a couple of kind of drop shipping companies who will be able to send out the parcels from their warehouse, and that might get around it. But
So who's applying these taxes? The state? It's just
yes.
or
Yeah. So so the US and a few of the EU countries, on any imports that come in now, they will apply a flat fee, and it's because the markets are responding to all the like small parcels from China, so they want to tax the import fees on those, but it catches everybody. Yeah. Maybe it's not an issue where you are, but it's been an interesting problem sending things across border this year.
First time I hear about this, but yeah.
Well, if you have a friend in America and you try to send them something, it will crop up.
Yeah. Or the UK apparently. I guess there's
Yes, I think the UK are changing the rules soon as well. Yeah.
when you say a few European countries, then most likely it's gonna be
It's going to be the UK, but I'm sure I read about it for a couple of others as well recently. But yeah, so the ambassador merchandise will be on hold until we can figure out how to send it without them incurring too much in the way of fees.
We need a network of smugglers for GraphQL swag.
Maybe, yeah, I think a
I,
dropship company might be a better solution.
uh, I have 2 leftover GraphQL Conf t-shirts, sized XXL, if anyone's interested. All right, I think we're at time. Thank you, everyone. See you. I think we meet, enjoy the holiday break if you are having one. I think there's another one of those. We meet monthly. The next one is mid-January or something like this. And in the meantime, we also have the Discord. So if you're not in there yet, it's also a good way to stay connected with the community.
Well, thank you
You're
so much for
on.
having us. Appreciate it. It's nice to meet all of you guys officially.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
nice to meet you.
And
Thanks, everyone.
see you soon.
Okay, awesome. Bye bye.